Choco Brownie here, but not for a video review. It's for Look Back episode 28. Yeah, basically where I look back at the reviews and videos I did 1 year ago and 5 years ago, and just see whether basically I generally agree with what I gave the rating back then, or whether I I don't know, disagree with it or not, or what my opinions are, things like this, and also just to see what I reviewed really, and to see whether it's anything different, whether those things are still around or not, and anything of interest really. So quite an interesting one. So quite a varied set of videos really. So a year ago I did some I don't know, special type videos really. So let's have a look. What did I do? Yeah, I did the Cabbage Dairy Milk tier list. So basically tiered Cabbage Dairy Milk bars from best to worst using tier maker. So it's an interesting one. So yeah, check out that video. Link for all these videos, by the way, are in the descriptions. I'll probably mention in this corner at some point. So check that one out. So basically rank them from A, B, C, D or S for the super tier. I also did a classic British UK biscuit tier list as well. So again, another sort of tier list where I sort of rank them A to B, A to Z, or basically where I rank them A, B, C, D or S for the super tier. So again, check those out. Link for those are in the description. Also did some member reviews as well. You might see me looking off to the left, by the way, or the right, as you see, just because I'll be looking at my notes basically. But did some member reviews. Remember, for bronze level or above members who basically get an exclusive video every week. So if you're a member now, if you want to become a member, you can watch these videos if you didn't already or want to see them. So I did the Wiki Kitchen Berry White Sticks review. Also did the Mini Cheddar's Ploughman's Cheshire Cheddar Cheese flavour. There was a few UK sort of special mini cheddars back then. I think the Ploughman's was the English one. They did the Cheddar's Back, the Dragon Breath Cheddar Chili flavour, or the Chili Cheddar flavour. And that was the Welsh one. And also did the Wee Cheddar's Stratton Blue Cheese flavour, which is obviously the Scottish one. So I did all those as well. So if you missed those the first time, want to watch them, or if you're not a member and want to become one and you want to watch those, they're available. Link for those, I'll say, is in the description. I did the Dorito stacks as well, the Flaming Chicken Wings as well. Yeah, so that was an interesting one. That one. Not usually a fan of chicken flavour crisps, so I was very apprehensive about those. But yeah, bit of a surprise in store. So go check those out. And yeah, the regular reviews. And did I do any live reviews back then? I'm sure I did. Let's have a see. What did we do? I did a Morrison's chocolate review special. So basically going over Morrison's own brand stuff. So link for that, say if that's in the description. Go check that out. I won't talk about those individually, just because I think it's one of those where you're best to watch it really. I did the mystery review part 7 as well. Yes, did a few things there. I did the Fulton's Caramel Crunch. So I like these milk chocolate biscuits basically. Had raisins in them as well, which I thought was a bit, I don't know, I'm not sure. I thought they were okay, nothing special, well proportioned. I gave them a 3.5 out of 5. I think I'll probably stick with that one. I don't think they were really for me as such, but I don't know, if anything it's a 3 out of 5, but I'll stick with that. It sounds like, I feel like my opinion on those is probably about right. Something a bit about them that's still okay, but nothing amazing those. And the raisins for me are not really, I don't know, but I feel like a weird product that one I think. But I'll give myself the benefit of the doubt, stick with 3.5 out of 5. Then did the Swedish Fish, yeah, these sort of like sugar candy snack type things basically. I thought they were fizzy ones, not really my cup of tea generally. I don't mind sour sweets, but fizzy ones tend to just be, I don't know, they're not really my cup of tea generally. And I thought there was not really any flavour. I gave this 3.5 out of 5. I'm going to lower that to a 3. I just thought they just were quite flavourless. They looked okay, but they just, I remember Rick being a big fan of these. I think he was recommending these to me, but I think I'll lower these to 3 out of 5, I think. Then the Nestle Crunch Wafer. Yeah, these really odd ones, like a sort of biscuit bar version, or wafer bar, I guess, version of the Nestle Crunch bar. Very strange wrapper as well. On the inside, they look like just a regular crunch, but when you open them and they're individually wrapped, they're like these green wrappers or something. They're very bizarre. Very weird, actually. I don't know what was going on there. It's just not as good as it should be, basically. I thought there was just something a bit off about them. I gave them a 3.5 out of 5. I think I'll stick with that. They're like, quite a few textures to them and things, but I don't know. Just weren't really what they should be. But I'll give myself the benefit of the doubt with those ones, I think. Well, probably a 3 out of 5, if anything, rather than anything higher. I did the Catch Bar, so thick crunchy surround to the chocolate. So I had like a sort of chewy caramel centre with like a sort of line style surround on the top, like a thick chocolate covering with I think with crunchy bits in there basically. Let's have a see. So it was a bit of a strange one. Like the caramel had a lack of caramel taste in the centre. I give it a 4 out of 5. I'm sure I remember. I think this was the second time I'd had it. I thought it was amazing when I first had it, and then cooled on it a bit with this review. So I give myself the benefit of the doubt on that one, I think. But I remember really enjoying it when I first had it. But then when I had it the second time, it wasn't quite as good. So it's an imported one, so I think you get it in Morrison's import section really. I think Scotty might have posted me this one as well. So yeah. Then the Thornton's orange and a mint cream selection. Yeah, so two types of biscuits really. One of them a bit like Viscount's, you know, Viscount's biscuits. Yeah, sort of like a sort of mint cream and orange cream. I just thought there was better things out there. They're too creamy. They just were a bit not great. Yeah, I gave them a 2.5 on the 3. I think the mint one I said was slightly better. But you know, I'm just going to say, I think both of them. I'm just going to say both of them 2.5 out of 5. I think. You know, just not that great, and if anything, probably lower. But I'll stick with a 2.5. I think when a digestive is a 2, I think they are slightly better than that. But yeah, a bit disappointed. And here we got these birthday cake choc Nibbles. I think I've just reviewed. It's funny actually. I think I just literally just reviewed the bar that these have been put into, and I thought they just, you know, I thought they were just a bits of piece of rubbish. These just looked awful. Looked like it should be like a topping to a cake or something, or bits inside some chocolate or something like that. I just thought they were just a bit off really. I said they were about 2.5 out of 5, but they worked really well in the chocolate bar they came in, you know, and I thought that's really what they should have been. They should have been parts to something else rather than just ate on their own. Very strange product, these ones. Don't know what was going on. By a UK company. I'm sure it's the same company that chocolate bar, that Nibbly Nobbly bar, whatever it was called. You know, so I think that worked a lot better actually, and they weren't, yeah, they were okay on their own, but they were just very messy and didn't look very nice at all. They just, you know, just really looked like really poor quality product made by just someone in the back garden. Probably was, but the bar that had them in worked really well, and that's where they belong basically. So I gave these a 2.5 out of 5. That's probably about right. I think if anything, it's a 2. In fact, you know what? I'm going to say these are a 2, but when they're in, if they were covered in chocolate presented in the bar, that's where they belong. These are a 2 out of 5, basically. So, yeah, that was all for that mystery review, part 7. So then they did an Aldi chocolate review special, part 5. So, as I said, I won't go into detail on that one, just Aldi own brand products. So, links in the description for that. Then I did the chocolate mystery review, part 8. So, another mystery review, a few products in this one. I did the Wafer's original soft caramels. Lots of chew despite the softness. I said 3 out of 5. I'll give us, yeah, I think that's probably about right, really, you know. Wafer's original soft chew, you know, yeah, there we go. Not much more to say on that one. Did the Ruffles raspberry and coconut. I said the dark chocolate was nice but not overly strong, and the filling was pretty flavourful. I gave them a 4 out of 5. You know, I think that's probably about right as well. I think that's just, yeah, if anything, 3.5 rather than a 4, I think. But I'll give myself the benefit of that on that one. Yeah. Then the Maynard's Fizzy Fish Jellies. Lovely sour and sweet taste. Really like these ones actually. 5 out of 5 I gave them. Really nice sour sweet, these ones. Just really fruity, lovely flavours to them. Yeah, 5 out of 5. Really good, those ones actually. I've had them a few times. I like them. They are a good go-to one. A bit like the bit like Sour Patch Kids in a way, but probably a bit better actually. They're quite a bit bigger as well. Then did the Kraft Brothers Milk Chocolate Oh So Heavenly Honeycomb Bites. Yeah, so basically honeycomb sort of squares or cubes covered in chocolate, or roughly cubes. So there's not much chocolate taste. Quite no, basically one note, nothing too special. They're okay. 3.5 out of 5 I gave them. Yeah, probably. Let's see. Yeah, I think I'll lower those to 3 out of 5. I think they were just okay. You know, basically what they were, not much more. Did what they said on the tin, not much more than that. And I did the Lindt Noccio Latte. Yeah, I think it's basically an Italian pronunciation now. I can't do it. Milk chocolate hazelnut, basically. Big hazelnuts, not for me at all. These ones, just too much hazelnut. Not, you know, another sort of hazelnut cream in there as well. Wasn't too exciting. Chocolate, nothing great either. Basically, just not a great product for me. Not a big fan of big whole hazelnuts, but it just also wasn't that great anyway. I gave it a 2 out of 5. I think that's probably about right. If you love whole hazelnuts and things, you might prefer this one, but I generally didn't think it was that great even then. So, yeah, 2 out of 5 I think is probably about right. Then the regular reviews. Yeah, so what did I do for the regular reviews? Let's have a look. Okay, yeah, so still 1 year ago. The Cadbury's Caramel. Yeah, I reviewed this 1 year ago. Can you believe that? I can't believe that, really. Yeah, it's crazy, isn't it? Thought it wasn't as good as the Aussie one, but not too bad. It's quite thin. Gave it a 4 out of 5. I think that's probably about right. You know, I'm wondering where I am sort of, you know, really cooling on this caramel flavour, really. There's just been a few examples lately where I've just not been that bowled over, but there was the case where there's some a while back I wasn't that bowled over with as well, so such as that Kit Kat Chunky Caramel Crunch or Caramel Crisp, whatever it's called. You know, I wasn't too big a fan of. And that was a year or so back. So I think some of them can be quite, you know, they can be basically hit or miss with these, I think, these caramel type bars. But, you know, Cadbury's Caramel wasn't too bad, just a bit thin, not as good as the Australian one. But, you know, 4 out of 5, I'll give it a benefit of the doubt and stick with that one, I think. But, yeah. Then the Poppets mix-ups, yeah, a bit like Revels, but Poppets, these ones. But I thought there was just so many of them that were caramels. There was just so many... you know, it was a bit disappointing with poor distribution, really. There needs to be more variety in them. Yeah, I said they're just not as good as Revels. I gave them a 4 out of 5, really. So, I'll give myself the benefit of the doubt again on that one. I feel if anything, it's a 3.5 out of 5 rather than the 4.5. But yeah, I thought they weren't too bad. More interested in the regular poppets, but I just had too many caramel ones in them. So yeah, if anything, it's a 3.5, and it's close to going down to 3.5. But I'll give myself the benefit of the doubt on that. Then did the Nestle Nesquik milk slice, milk filling. So another one of these milk slice ones. I'm never too impressed with these ones. I thought there's no Nesquik connection really. It tastes fresh, but that's about it. 2 out of 5. I think that's about right. I'm just not that impressed with these milk slice type bars at all. I know some people love them, but for me, they're just quite disappointing. I don't really understand them at all. Just don't get them. Right, okay, and what else did I do? I did the orange Malteser buttons. Yeah, I thought these, let's say these ones were. I thought the orange flavour was quite weak actually, and worked against the honeycomb. So another one of those actually that's happened. Yeah, I thought I was really looking forward to these. I really like the Malteser buttons. I remember telling my colleagues about them at work, saying you've got to get these, you've got to try them, they're amazing. When the orange ones came about, and I just thought they were really poor. Just couldn't taste the orange. Works against the honeycomb. I gave us a 2 out of 5, and yeah, I think I'll stick with that. Really, was disappointed. I mean, it was a bit harsh, but I think they were just really disappointing, those ones. So yeah, keep it the same. That. Did the Nestle Aero combos? Remember these Aero combos? Yeah, I can't believe they've been around a year. These very just really weird product. These ones basically came with pop. They had 3 different sort of things in them. I think the Aero ones had little Aero, was it Aero balls or something in them? I think popcorn as well as a standard one in all the combos. I think there's 3 different combos. I think it was Rolos, Milky Bar, and what was the other one? Was it Maltese or something? I can't remember what it was now. Probably comes to it in this list at some point. Aeros and Milky Bar was definitely 2 of them, and there was something else as well, I think, but I can't think what it was. But basically, all of them had popcorn in, and the named ingredient, and a 3rd random set of things as well. And the distribution was just over. There's far too much popcorn in them. I just thought they were really poor. Too much popcorn. The things didn't work together. They had dark malt balls as well, like basically mini Maltesers, dark Maltesers, basically. I thought they were pretty good, but I thought overall it's just poor. I gave it a 1.5 out of 5. They just were pretty poor. What I did discover after the event though is if you basically got all 3 different types, took out the popcorn and mixed the other bits together, you actually had a pretty good product then. It actually worked. But yeah, but as it stands, as it came out of the bag, 1.5 out of 5 is about right, really. Really poor product though. You can still get them, but really poor. What I would recommend, I'll say, is getting all 3 of the different kinds, taking out the popcorn and mixing the rest together, and then you've got actually a relatively good product. Just about, but it's still a bit random, Then what else did I do? The McVitie's Jaffa Donuts. Yeah, these ones sort of like donuts, sort of like in the US style donuts, like a ring. I actually thought these were quite nice, light, sponge and moist. A bit like these, what they call it, just reviewed actually. I thought they are these little Lou Petit Citron lemon soft bakes. Yeah, I just reviewed those. A bit like those actually, but I say doused in orange. Had a bit more of an orange. Sauce in or whatever you'd say. Can't think what it is now. You could taste a bit more anyway. Had a bit of an orange. Yeah, would you say sauce? I forgot what it's called. Liquid filling anyway. I forgot what it's syrup kind of filling. I guess you say. I'm not sure. There's a specific name which I can't think. But it's nice and moist. Chocolate covering was good on it. So I thought they were pretty good actually. Not really a donut or really like a Jaffa cake, but just nice. Give them 4 out of 5, and I was impressed with those. A few people didn't like them, but I didn't mind them. 4 out of 5 I think was about right. Enjoyed them. Not too bad. Now the Terry's Chocolate Orange dark milk bar. Yeah, so dark milk but with Terry's Chocolate Orange. I thought this was a lovely combination actually of dark chocolate, well sort of dark chocolate anyway, dark milk I guess. Yeah, I thought this was like a lovely kind of semi dark chocolate and orange flavour. I thought it was really good actually. Yeah, it was dark milk rather than actual dark chocolate. But 4.5 out of 5. Really like this one. I think that's about right. I just thought it worked really well, and not usual to get that kind of flavouring either. So it worked really well, and I was very happy with it. So yeah, 4.5 out of 5. Good result, that one. The French Turkish like cherry flavour. Yeah, so these ones again. Thought I wasn't going to like this one, but I thought it worked really well. As I say, that cherry flavour just worked very well with the chocolate. I'm not usually a fan of French Turkish Delight bars, but this and the lemon and the rose one are ones I've just not been too bothered about. But this cherry one just worked great, and I go 4 out of 5. I feel that's probably about right. And I've still got the mini ones too that they've released this year. I think the full size cherry ones aren't available anymore, but the mini ones Yeah, I've been released for whatever reason, so I've got to do those soon. I'm quite looking forward to them as well. So yes, I think 4 out of 5. I think that's probably about right. That, but yeah, interesting one, those ones. And the Cadbury's Dairy Milk Mint Fingers. Yes, so I thought that basically interesting one. This one, the dairy milk, it comes with dairy milk chocolate. It's not noticeably better, but the mint flavour works well with it. I gave them 4 out of 5. Usually Cadbury fingers don't have dairy milk chocolate, but these ones did, and it. It wasn't massively different, but the mint flavour just worked well, and I thought they were pretty good. So 4 out of 5, and I think that's So they were pretty good. Those, they're nice. They had the mint buttons as well. Yes, the Cadbury Dairy Milk mint buttons. And again, similar thing, worked pretty well. Just did what they did, pretty much what they expected, exactly what it said on the tin. 4 out of 5. I think that's probably about right as well. Yeah. I wonder if you can still get them. I'm sure I've still seen them. I'm sure Scotty said they've disappeared a bit, but yeah. They did the Cadbury's Neapolitan ice cream flavour mini rolls. So I thought these ones were sort of like, I gave them 3.5 out of 5. Bit of a con really, because they're basically just, the Cadbury raspberry mini rolls, what have you, just with a different flavour cream. So there's not much to them, just very much taking advantage of the relative similarities to a Neapolitan type colours used really. It was okay, 3.5 out of 5. I think that's probably about right. They were okay. And then I did the mint ice cream flavour mini rolls as well. So basically, again, sort of another lazy attempt, just with a mint flavoured cream in the middle. That was basically it. So I gave these a 3 out of 5, and again, I think that's probably about right. Just lazy attempt like the Neapolitan one, but they were okay. I do feel like the raspberry mini rolls are the best ones, even the ones with the vanilla cream and the jam and the regular cream in the middle, with the vanilla sponge and the jam and the vanilla cream in the middle. I think they're the best ones actually, even though they're not chocolate, but I think they are the nicest ones, those. Now I did the Nestle salted caramel fudge flavour munchies. So again, it's one of these where they just implement it wrong with all these limited edition or different flavour munchies basically, where they change the caramel. Basically, a munchie is like a sort of square. It's not quite a square, but if you imagine like a sort of cube, not quite a cube, but if you imagine a cube for all intents and purposes, generally with basically chocolate on the outside, milk chocolate with a caramel filling, and then a sort of biscuit crunch in the middle. So you'd think if you're gonna do like any kind of other flavour with like whether it's fudge or brownie or whatever, you would change the biscuit in the middle to replace that with the fudge or the brownie, but they don't. They change the caramel, and it's just totally wrong to do that. The caramel should remain, and it should be the biscuit sensor that changes to be fudge or to be brownie or whatever, and they don't do that. They always do it the wrong way around, and it's again the case with this one where we've got rid of the caramel to put fudge in, and it just doesn't work, and it's a bit disappointing, but they're still okay. I gave them a 3 out of 5. If anything, it's lower, but I think I'll give myself, again, I'll keep with that. Give myself the benefit of the doubt, but I think if anything, it's 2.5 out of 5. But again, I'll stick with that. Right, so 5 years ago now. So what did I do 5 years ago? Let's have a see. Okay, yes, did the M&M's white chocolate. Yeah, so just really nice white chocolate, better than usual M&M's, I said. So 4 out of 5 I gave these ones. So sounds pretty good, that really. 4.5 out of 5. Feels like could be higher than that really nowadays, I think, but I'm gonna stick with that just based on my review. I think at the time it's one of those really where I feel like it sounds like it should be higher than it is, and it probably should be, but then I feel like other factors are coming which would also reduce the rating these days as well. So I think I don't know. I can't view myself giving. I'd probably give regular M&Ms like a 3.5 out of 5. So I think 4 out of 5 for something that's down to be better than regular M&Ms. I think it's probably all right. So give myself the benefit of the doubt on those ones. Yeah, 4 out of 5 sounds about right. Trying to think if they were a US import. I think they were a US import, but either way, yeah. So then the Twix Dark, yes, yeah. So nice dark chocolate, but not sure it's as good as the milk one. So give us a 4 out of 5. Yeah, again, Twix is probably 3.5 or 4. I don't know. I give myself the benefit of the doubt on this one. Give it a 4 out of 5. But I feel like maybe it should be 3.5. But I don't know. Difficult one, that one. I'll give myself the benefit. I'll keep it as a 4. But I think maybe that one should perhaps be lower, really. But I'll give myself the benefit of the doubt for now. Maybe it's another US import, that one. Then Reese's white chocolate peanut butter cup. So basically Reese's, but with white chocolate. It doesn't really make that much difference. I said 4.5 to a 5 out of 5. I think at the time I was giving Reese's like a 5 out of 5. So I think for me, I'm going to lower this one, again like I did with the regular Reese's, to a 4 out of 5. I think they still are really nice. It won't be real white chocolate with this, really, I don't think, or don't think so anyway. You know, I'm sure the Reese's peanut butter cups don't have real milk chocolate on. Which, you know, it's chocolate flavouring, I think they say it is, or something like that. I'm not sure, could be wrong on that, but anyway. Yeah, probably basically quite similar to the regular Reese's peanut butter cups. So I think, you know, I think that's a 4 out of 5 basically. So a bit lower than I rated it there. I think I'm going to say I've cooled on me a bit, the Reese's peanut butter cups, but still really nice. And I did the Milky Way Simply Caramel review as well. So this is the US one as well. It's literally all caramel, just covered in like some relatively runny caramel. You know, like the caramel from a Mars bar, basically. Just covered in chocolate. You know, it's just not very good. It's not a very nice caramel at all. It's just really flavourless and bland. Gave this a 2.5 out of 5. This one is a 1.5 out of 5. It's just really bland. You know, it's just a really bland bar. The US ones of the Milky Way, other than the Milky Way Midnight Dark or Milky Way Dark, as it changed its name to, I think, just really, they're just really poor. They're just really bland, but loads of calories. You know, just really bland. So it's 1.5 out of 5 for sure, that one. Speaking of Midnight Dark, I did review that next as well. Yeah, so it's basically the Mars Dark was in the UK, vanilla nougat and dark chocolate. I really like this one actually. I gave it 3.5 out of 5. I'm upping this one, perhaps even to a 4.5. I'm going to say a 4.5 out of 5. It's still a bit bland, but it just all works together, and it just really is a nice experience. Even the US one, yeah, I just quite enjoyed it. Maybe it should be a 4 out of 5, but you know what? I remember it's just really enjoying the combination. So 4.5 out of 5. Really like this one actually. Yeah, and the Mars Dark UK version, really, really lovely as well. I wish they'd bring that back. It was limited edition Mars. Really nice. Looks great as well. Looks really nice. I love the colour combination. I like the dark chocolate outside with the really white nougat centre. Really good. And the caramel as well. That just looks nice with it as well. Yeah, 4.5 out of 5 for that one. Then reviewed the Cabbage Whisper. Yeah, I gave this a 5 out of 5. I said velveteen, great. I said I'm going to lower this one a bit. You know, I'll give 4.5. I'm going to say I don't know really. What's the Cabbage Whisper called? It's a difficult one, these ones. I think in the old days I used to prefer the Whisper to the Whisper Gold. Actually, I thought the caramel didn't quite work, but nowadays I've swapped round a bit. I think for me, it's a 4 out of 5 for the Cabbage Whisper. I do really like it. It's a great bar, one of the best, but I feel like, you know, it's not as good as the Whisper Gold, and I think the Whisper Gold is not quite as good as it could be, but it's still really, really nice. You know, so yeah, one of those. I think I'm going to say 4 out of 5 for it, but it's a lovely bar. It really is a lovely bar. Yeah, really nice. But just perhaps, I don't know, not quite as good as I used to think it was, really. But yeah, still really good, though. Difficult one, that one. But then I did review the Whisper Gold as well. And that one, I said this one just wasn't as good as the Whisper, and I gave it a 4.5 out of 5. But I think this one still is a 4.5 out of 5. And I said the Cabbage detracted from the chocolate, but I actually think it adds to it for sure. I just feel like it's probably nearly a 5 out of 5, you know. But I don't know. There's something... I feel like there's something missing from it still. You know what I mean? I don't know. It's a really nice bar, really lovely, but there's something not quite there with it, I think. Maybe it just needs, like I said, to be a Whisper bite with a Whisper Gold with biscuit pieces in, something like that. I don't know. But I do really like it. I do really like it. It is really nice, but it's just, I don't know. There's something not quite there with it that I used to think was there. I think something not quite as good as it, you know, in these days that I feel it's not quite as good as it used to be. But still really nice. Maybe it's just because I've had so much chocolate these days, you know what I mean? But there we go. Then did a Ritter Sport Vice and Crisp, so white chocolate and crisp, basically. And this is like a white chocolate crunch. It has cornflakes as well as Rice Krispie pieces. So it's really nice, but it might be a bit too much. So it's a 4 out of 5. I'm going to up this one to 4.5, you know. Just so that white chocolate and crunchy bits. You know, white chocolate crunch is a great bar, one of, you know, mythical bar here. It's no longer available. I think this one, yeah, just say the cornflakes sort of starters might detract a bit, but you know what? I feel like this one sounds like a 4.5 out of 5, so I'm going to say that. Yeah. Then the Montezuma's Chico Tart, yeah, chocolate bar. So another one of their British range. It's usual Montezuma's issues where it's just the segments are just weird shapes and just stupid design, you know. And so there's no treacle in it, but toffee. So what's going on there? Stupid. And it's not that great, and there's not much filling in it either. I gave it a 2.5. But I'm going to say, yeah, I think it's a 1.5 out of 5 for this. It's just really poor product, this one. It really was poor. Not been too happy with them at all. So yeah, 1.5 out of 5. Just really poor. Missed the mark completely, really. Then did the Nestle Butterfinger review. Yeah, so interesting on this one. It's very sort of like a weird peanut butter honeycomb. Very strange. Very orange it was as well. Gave it a 4.5 out of 5. So better than a crunchy. So interesting one. This one. This one does give you a bit of a chew. Just read a sort of, you know, I think there's the Mackey's honeycomb and chocolate bar. So the honeycomb didn't reduce to a sort of like nice chew, unlike this one. Yeah, difficult one. This one. 4.5 out of 5 sounds a bit high, really. I'm going to lower this to a 4. You know, even that might still be a bit high, but I feel like 4.5 out of 5 is a bit too high for this. So 4 out of 5, I think. But still nice. But I've not had this one since. Interesting product for sure. But again, another US import really. So an interesting one. I did the Cabbage Crunchy Melts review. So I did the soft cookie, double indulgence, and chocolate cream. I thought these were just really poor. I remember they did the Oreo one. I thought it was quite nice actually, but the chocolate chips were a bit rubbish, and the double indulgence was perhaps the best. But the cookie scents are not great. I just thought they were just all really sort of just poor products. These ones. Give them a 2 out of 5. I think I'm going to give these a 1.5 out of 5 for all these. I think they just weren't very good, basically. But I said the Oreo one seemed to work when I reviewed that one later on. But yeah, these ones just weren't great. Just weren't very good. So, you know. Seems odd that the Oreo ones should be so much better, really. But I don't know, I feel like these ones just didn't work. Strange, really. And then did Asda's Belgian Chocolate Curls, the milk, dark mint, and orange review. These like basically sort of like weird curly, like sort of Pringle style look to them. Thin chocolate crispy bits, basically. Get them in Aldi still and places like that, you know. I thought they were okay, really. I thought they were 4 out of 5. I think that's probably a bit too. I'm going to give these a 3.5 out of 5. I think they're pretty good. Nice crunch, and very Moorish, but quite typical, you know. They're quite typical, really. So 3.5 out of 5, I think, for those. Lower those ones slightly, but they're still nice. Still nice, those ones. Now review the one of the Domino's product, believe it or not. This is probably a member exclusive these days, but Domino's lot of Choco Pizza. Yes, I did like a very indulgent, like a pizza base really. It was like a proper pizza base, but with very thick chocolate in the middle. Just chocolate like a small, it's like about that big or so. Very indulgent. So I gave it a 5 out of 5 actually. I've not had this since. It was very over the top, very indulgent. I think it probably is lower than a 5 out of 5, but I'm gonna stick with it. It was very indulgent. Can you still get that? I don't think I've seen it since. So yeah, basically a chocolate pizza. It was like a proper chocolate pizza. Very interesting. And I say the base was literally like a pizza base. Yeah, interesting one. Then the Reese's stuffed with crunchy cookie review. Okay, yeah, just had a little crunchy bits and it was okay. We didn't really add anything to it really. I said, you know, so I gave it 4 out of 5. I think that's probably a 4 out of 5 basically. It was just basic Reese's. Yeah. Reese's cups just with basically crunchy cookie pieces in there. So I think it was okay, but nothing special. Yeah, just little bits in it basically, but didn't really add anything to it. So Reese's peanut butter cups about 4 out of 5 as I've lowered them to. I think this one lowers down to a 4 as well. So quite similar. And also did the Reese's stuff with Reese's Pieces. A very similar affair again. Just basically like yeah, didn't really add anything. You know, just give you a bit of a crunch. But they're filled with peanut butter, so they don't really even stand out. So it's basically like having little M&M's filled with peanut butter in already a peanut butter surround, you know, so it doesn't really add anything. So again, I gave this a 4.5 out of 5, and again they're lower to a 4. So you know, yeah, but they're good. Just don't really add anything to Reese's peanut butter cups other than the slight crunch. So they are a bit better, but you know, not enough. The Ritter Sport Choco Brownie. Yes, this was the one I was saying the other one last week. Look back, it tastes like a brownie one. This is really chocolatey and creamy, which may take away. It wasn't too brownie. This is one like the other one, but wasn't, even though it's labelled as brownie, it wasn't very brownie-like. So the other one actually, was the cacao mousse one was quite brownie-like, but this one wasn't. I still gave it a 4.5 out of 5. It was perhaps too high, so it was perhaps a bit creamy really. So I'm going to lower this to a 4. I think it was a bit too creamy for me really. I think nowadays it might even be a bit lower really, but you know, I'll give myself the benefit of the doubt that it was a relatively high mark, but I'll lower it just to a 4, I think. But still nice, but not quite brownie off too creamy. So yeah. Now the Milky Toffee Cream, so quite what's that one they did recently? That Toffee Crunch was it? So I'm not sure what it was now, but it's got nice runny toffee filling, fluffy cream, and make it quite to make it more toffee-like. Work well together, enhance one another, but not massive toffee fans. So give it 3.5 out of 5. I'll give myself the benefit of the doubt there. It sounds like it could be a 4 this one, but I will give myself the benefit of the doubt because of the creaminess to it and this, that, and the other. Sounds like it is very much a toffee one, so I wasn't a massive toffee fan. So give myself the benefit of the doubt. 3.5 out of 5 for that one. Keep it the same. And I did the Snickers peanut butter review. So we did this, yes, we did a peanut butter one in the year back one. I think it looked back last week. I think. Very thin nougat layer, very generic peanut butter taste. Isn't really Snickers like. Do get some peanuts, not many. I give it a 4, 4.5. Sounds quite high, that one, really. Let's see. Does sound quite high. I think of the yeah. I think that sounds like it should be a 3.5 out of 5. That one. The one I gave the UK version of that, a 3.5 out of 5. I think it's a 3.5. That one does sound very high. That 4, 4.5. Yeah, so 3.5 out of 5. That one, I think, for sure. I think a regular Snickers would be 3.5 to a 4. So I don't think it could be better than that. And then did the Snickers crisper review as well. Not many peanuts, I mean it's not overly Snickers like, lots of crispy pieces, but it didn't really help with that. So yeah, made it not really Snickers like, really. No real nougat. Similar to Toffee Crisp in a way, but not as good. To go 3.5 out of 5, I think, yeah, that one, I think that's probably a 3 out of 5. I think I have to lower that one a bit, really. Regular Snickers 3.5 out of 5, I'd say to a 4. This one not being as good, I think it has to be 3 out of 5. Just adding the Rice Krispie pieces just took away from, just detracted from it, just wasn't as good, really. You know, added a bit, but not much. Took away more than it added, basically. So, yeah. Then lastly, I did the Milky Raspberry Cream, yes. So the sauce was a bit like the sauce you get in like on an ice cream. You know, when the ice cream man comes out, puts the strawberry sauce on the ice cream. Yeah, so not too bad. Works quite well, but gets quite sickly quickly though. I said to it due to the sauce. It's a bit intense. I give it a 4 out of 5. Sounds too high that for what for what my description was of it, really. As I say, so I think I think a 3.5 out of 5. I think I'll lower that one as well. It's been a while since I had it, but based on the description and things, I think a 3.5 out of 5 sounds a bit more appropriate, really. So yeah, so we'll do that. But you know, might have to have that one again, really. But you know, just based on what I said, being a bit too creamy, stuff like that, and a bit too intense. I think that's a bit doesn't sound like the sort of product I'd give a 4 to. So yeah. 3.5 out of 5, that one. Well, there we go, guys. That's what I reviewed 5 years ago. So hope you enjoyed that video. Let me know what you think. Leave a comment or free. Leave a like as well. Subscribe if you haven't already also. Check out the links that are pinned on the screen now. Great to support the channel, really is. Especially the YouTube member program and get some perks depending on what tier you pick. Yeah, thanks so much again. Have a great day, and I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching, guys. And don't forget all the links for these reviews, etc. in the description, so go check them out. See you next time. Bye for now. See ya.